Thank you guys so much for watching. So sorry I've been kind of MIA. I've had a couple of things going on, and then I kind of figured we need to get a video out. I definitely been trying to figure out a schedule. Again, it's kind of hard because I do work a full-time job. But that is not an excuse. I will find the time for it. So I figured today I'd do a get to know me kind of video, answer a couple questions I found on the interwebs, and kind of go ahead and give you some insight of who I am. Well, let's get started. So I am going to be reading off the questions off my fiance's phone because I am using my phone to record because I'm having still some camera issues. So we're going to use what we got. First question, where are you from? I am from upstate New York. Where were you born? I was born in Queens, New York, so I'm a New York girl. Where did you grow up? I moved a lot growing up. I lived in New York, I lived in Virginia, I lived in Long Island, I lived in the Bronx, I lived in Jersey, back into New York, and I'm gonna be living in Florida in a couple of months. So if I had to choose a spot that I kind of spent the most time, it was in New Jersey. So I kind of want to say I grew up in Jersey, so shout out to my Jersey peeps. What is your full name? Elizabeth Rodriguez. That's all I'm gonna leave it to. If you had to change your first name, what would you change it to? Legally, I would change it to Ellie. I am known as Elizabeth legally, but Ellie is something everyone calls me, and I would love to just be known as Ellie. What is one thing that you never reveal to your parents? That I have 2 tattoos instead of 1. They know about my wrist tattoo that I got almost 2 years ago, and then I do have one on my hip that I got about 3, almost 4 years ago that they don't know. Pretty small, it's pretty much says strength, and it just has the infinity sign under it. What is your biggest accomplishment? My biggest accomplishment was definitely moving out of my parents' home. I lived in a great home, nothing to complain about, but I feel like I needed the stuff and strength to get out, to learn how to be an adult, and thank you, by the grace of my fiance, I accomplished that. But it was definitely something to look back to and think about, wow, I actually did it. What is your biggest fear? I hate being a small thing in a big environment. So the ocean terrifies me. Just the thought of being the small thing, not knowing if there's a ginormous whale, I should say, next to me, or just a big shark in just a dark body of water freaks me out. What is your biggest regret? I want to say my biggest regret definitely has to be not pushing myself hard enough in school. I really wish that I had done better. I wasn't a horrible student, but I could definitely have done more, and definitely had chosen a career path like being a nurse or something like along the lines of that. But I definitely feel like I could have pushed myself a lot more, and I honestly would have done a lot of more activities in being more involved in school. What inspires you? Things that inspire me definitely are people who have accomplished their goals. I am one who feeds off of that, but a lot of times I am not one to push myself to do so. Starting with like weight loss. I've struggled with weight loss my whole entire life, and seeing other people accomplish their goals inspires me, but then it doesn't inspire me enough to push myself. So I definitely have to say I get inspired in the moment, but I am waiting for that one day to really get pushed and really push myself to motivate myself to do something that I've always wanted to accomplish. What is the most important thing in your life? Family. I love my family. They are my rock. They're everything to me. If I didn't have them, I don't know what kind of person I would be. What has required the most courage of you in your life so far? Definitely, like I said, moving out of my parents' home. I was definitely sheltered, and I'm so grateful for how they raised me. I love my parents so much. They did so much for me, but definitely I have to say it took a lot of me to move from my safe space and definitely be on my own, especially when I am 6 hours away from them. Who is your favorite actor and actress? Super, super hard. I have a list. But if I had to say, I love Julie Andrews, Meryl Streep, I love Tom Hanks, and Johnny Depp. All the classics. Who is your favorite celebrity? Really, really hard, because again, along with that, I have a list. But if anything, if I had to choose one person to spend my time or a day with, Celine Dion. I just feel like she is just so passionate and just so sincere, and I would love to meet her. Who is your favorite person in the world? God. So blessed, so grateful for everything he has provided me with. What is your favorite childhood memory? That is a really hard question because I have been given and blessed with so many of them, but definitely a moment where I remembered having those little portable sandboxes that were a table and sitting in front of my big giant cube of a TV watching not Aladdin the movie, but Aladdin the TV show, and thinking how I was going into 5th grade and I was such a big girl. And I always remember that moment because I cannot believe that I am 23 right now and time has flown by. What is your favorite cultural activity? It's not really a cultural activity, but a little thing about me, I am Puerto Rican. I was born in the States, but not technically in Puerto Rico. Both of my parents are Puerto Rican, and I think it's just a Latina thing or a Latino kind of thing that during a holiday, food is just bomb. I love holiday for pernil, arroz con gandules. I'm crazy with food, and those are the times of the year where it just gets real good. What is your favorite drink? I will answer what my non-alcoholic and alcoholic is. Favorite non-alcoholic drink, I have to say, is just juice. I drink way too much of it, and I really shouldn't, but I do. Favorite alcoholic is a nice, sweet white wine. Bring me something that tastes like grapes and candy, and I am your best friend. I'm a sweet kind of gal. I can't do those bitter wines. What is your favorite fairy tale? Rapunzel off the bat, because I relate to her, being someone who felt like she was, in her own space and then finally getting to explore out the world. It's kind of how I felt when I moved out of my parents' home. I definitely grew up in a religious home, so I was definitely not exposed to a lot of things, and now being an adult and understanding the things outside of the world, I really feel like it's definitely shaped me, but I'm so grateful for everything they gave me. What is your favorite food? I love me some Italian food. Pizza, pasta, you name it, and I will eat it. Your favorite holiday destination? Everyone would choose an island, but for me, it would be Disney World during Christmas time. Still haven't done it. So excited to be able to do it next year when I move down there, but definitely that's something I'm looking forward to. What is your favorite ice cream flavor? It's a mixture between pistachio and mint chocolate chip. Don't know what it is, but anytime I have that, I can eat the whole carton by myself. What is your favorite music genre? I actually grew up watching Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and Sound of Music repeatedly, like repetitive. It was so bad. I'm a huge classical kind of gal, and I love my Broadway tunes, so I definitely want to say that. But trust me, if you look through my phone and my music, it's like Broadway, then there's rap, pop, a little bit of country because I really don't like country, alternative, rock, it's a little bit of everything. What is your favorite quote? Again, being a musical geek, I definitely have to say my favorite show of all time is Newsies, and one quote that stuck with me and always does, no matter how many times I've seen it or heard the song itself, is courage does not erase our fear. Courage is when we face our fear, and it's something that I am looking into getting tattooed as well. What is your favorite snack? I love popcorn, the smart food popcorn. That is my addiction. Do that with some spicy hot Doritos and you got me hooked. What is your favorite song? Not really think of one. If I want to split up into a Broadway song and kind of like a song now, my favorite current Broadway song is Apex Predator from Mean Girls on Broadway and God is a Woman from Ariana Grande. What is your all-time favorite town or city? I love New York City. When I lived in my parents' home, I actually redid my room and it was all New York, and my Sweet 16 was based on New York City and Broadway. Love the city, just the atmosphere. I know a lot of people can't get past it, but for me, it's just an excitement and it pretty much has everything that I love. And if I had all the money in the world, I would live in a penthouse in New York City without a doubt. What was your favorite childhood TV show? Too many, because I grew up in the era of Lizzie McGuire, That's So Raven, like all the classics on Disney and Nickelodeon. But I did watch That's So Raven like a maniac, so I have to say definitely That's So Raven. Are you a good cook? I can't answer this, but I know someone who can. So I have someone who can actually answer this question for me. This is Luis. He's my fiance. Say hello to the world.
What up, world?
Pretty much, we want to know, can I cook?
Yup.
There you guys have it. I can cook. Is it good? Like, is it mediocre? Especially for somebody who just started cooking.
It's good to me.
There you have it. Who has left the most impact in your life? My parents. So a little thing about me, I was adopted and my family is my family. They have definitely impacted my life because if it wasn't for them to open their arms and their home to me to become a permanent family member, I would not have had the life or the lifestyle that I had. I was so blessed. I was able to do a lot of things that not a lot of people have the opportunity to do so definitely having them supporting me and loving me is definitely the biggest thing that I couldn't ask for anything else. So thank you guys. I love you so much. Who is the first person you call when something horrible happens? Best friend Liza. Hey girl, I love you so much. She's been my best friend since like 8th grade. Still to this day, just recently saw her and it was like we never even, we haven't been apart. It's like we always fall back to where, we left off. Sounds like I'm using her, but I'm not. But she just gets me and she's just literally such a great support system. So I love you, girl. Do you sing in the shower? All the time. Do you have a tattoo? And if so, how many? I have 2 tattoos, one on my wrist and one on my hip. Do you have pets? I do. I have a cute little Shiba Inu, my little baby. His name is Bentley, and he's the first dog I have ever had. Do you have a best friend? Yes, Liza. I've already mentioned her. She's my BFF, and I love her so much, and I can't wait because she is kind of possibly moving to Florida, and we'll be an hour apart instead of 6, and we're gonna tear up Florida, just saying. There you guys have it. There's just some random things about me, and I just figured why not be a little more open, why not be just more of myself to you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned. I will be posting other videos soon. Bye!